Let's make Asian style mushrooms. They're so easy and they're so crazy good. Sally, that girl, in the kitchen.
Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of Sally, that girl, in the kitchen. In today's episode, I'm going to teach you how to make Asian style mushrooms. These mushrooms are so good. They are the perfect side dish. And in today's version, I'm going to teach you how to make them using butter. So this is a dairy recipe, but if you want to go with a non-dairy margarine instead and keep them non-dairy, that's okay too. That's totally up to you. But I love the richness that the butter brings to this recipe, so I'm going to go with butter today, but you can choose depending on what you want to serve them with. They are super, super yummy, super easy, but so tasty you're not going to believe it. So I'm super excited to teach you how to make these. So let's not wait another second and let's get started.
For today's recipe, you will need either 16 ounces of whole baby Bella mushrooms or 16 ounces of whole white mushrooms. In today's recipe, I'm going with the baby portobellas. You'll also need 2 tablespoons of butter, or of course, you can use a non-dairy margarine if you prefer, 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, 4 cloves of garlic, 1 beef flavored stock cube, some fresh ground black pepper. This, of course, you're going to add to taste, a 1/4 cup of low sodium soy sauce, and a 1/2 cup of water. You will also need a cutting board and a knife to mince your garlic, some measuring spoons, some wet measuring cups, a medium-sized bowl, some paper towel, and something to stir with. I'm going to be using a wooden spoon. And finally, you'll need a medium-sized pot with a lid. So now that we have all of our ingredients and tools together, let's get started. So the first thing you're going to want to do is separate your 4 garlic cloves. You're going to peel them and then you're going to mince them well. Then what I like to do is I take some paper towel, a couple of sheets, I fold it, and then I kind of wet one end, just moist, not super, super wet, and then I use that paper towel to just wipe down my mushrooms. So you can either use this method or you can use a brush with very soft bristles to just brush the dirt off your mushrooms, whatever you prefer. I like this method because I really feel like I'm getting in there and I'm cleaning my mushrooms well. But of course, you don't want to run your mushrooms under water or soak them because you don't want them to become waterlogged. So if you're going to use this method, it's just a very little bit of water on some paper towel and just wipe them off. So you're going to continue that process until you've wiped down all of your mushrooms. And then once your mushrooms are nice and clean, all you're going to do is just leave them in your bowl and set them aside for a moment while we get the cooking process going. So now you're just going to grab your medium-sized pot and place it on your stove, and then you're going to add to it your extra virgin olive oil. And then right on top of the oil, we're going to add that beautifully minced garlic that we've minced up. Just add it all in. And then once that's in, what we're going to do is we're just going to turn our stove on, and we're going to start with low because we don't want to burn our garlic. We're just going to stir it and keep an eye on it and make sure it gets nice and fragrant and it's infusing that delicious olive oil with all of those incredible flavors. And then that's it. This is just going to take a minute or 2 max. We're just going to not walk away. We're going to stir it up. And then once we see it's bubbling, then we're going to move on. So now our garlic is ready. We're going to bring over those beautiful mushrooms that are cleaned and ready to go. And we're just going to add them all right into our pot. And then once those mushrooms are in, we're going to bring over our butter. We're going to add that. Then we're going to add our beef flavored stock cube. And then we're gonna pour on our soy sauce. I'm using low sodium because there's plenty of sodium in it. Plus the beef flavored stock cube also has salt in it. And then we're gonna add our water. So we're just pouring all of that right on top of those beautiful mushrooms. Everything's sizzling and delicious. And then we're gonna bring over our grinder and just grind some fresh black pepper right on top. Actually, this one is tricolor pepper, but you can use black or tricolor, whichever one you prefer. And I like to go a little heavy with the pepper. I really love it, but you can put as much as you want. And then just come in and just give it all a little stir. What I like to do is I like to make sure that that butter and that beef flavored stock cube just really get in there, because I want, of course, those liquids that I've added to break down that stock cube, and then of course the heat to start melting my butter and just everything coming together and just becoming absolutely magical, delicious, flavorful. The smell is already insane. It's just such an easy but delicious dish. I'm literally salivating, or should I say salivating, as I cook. So I'm just gonna stir it all together, and then once I've combined my ingredients, then all that's left to do is raise our heat to medium. Now that garlic will no longer burn. It's in there with all that yummy liquid, so it's fine. So we're gonna raise that heat, give it one more little stir, and then once we see that things are getting nice and hot, then what we're gonna do is we're gonna cover this, but we're gonna leave the cover just a little off center. And I'm gonna set a 5-minute timer, because that's all this is going to need to cook. And during those 5 minutes, I'm gonna come in here maybe twice and just give it all a little stir, make sure that everything is coated with all that delicious, yummy sauce that we're creating. And that's pretty much it. Just stir it together, and then you're gonna cover it again, and maybe come back a minute or two later, give it another little stir, and that is it to put this recipe together. It's quick, it's easy, but it's crazy, crazy good. It's so flavorful. The kitchen smells amazing. So now I'm just gonna turn my heat off, because it's been 5 minutes and my mushrooms are bubbly and delicious, and the aroma, it is so crazy, crazy good. It just smells incredible in here. There's something really special about that soy sauce and that garlic coming together, and it's just created this delicious thick sauce with the liquid that the mushrooms themselves release as they cook. It's just spectacular. So they're nice and steamy and hot, and I'm stirring it up because I want to make sure to get all that garlic. I don't want to leave anything behind, and I'm just going to pour them into my serving dish. Actually, I'm gonna help those little pieces of garlic come in, because I don't wanna leave any of that in my pot. And then they're ready. They are smelling so good right now. This is such an amazing side dish. You can serve this with anything and everyone is going to love them. And imagine a little bit of white rice with that delicious, yummy broth that we've created for these mushrooms. Yum, yum, yum. Can you tell I love these? So I am admiring them, as I always do. I give it a moment, let the recipe just cool down a touch. But enough of the admiring. It's time to taste these guys, because I really love these. This is truly one of my favorite ways to prepare mushrooms, because they're just so flavorful, and the mushrooms themselves have this like meaty bite to them, and that sauce that we have created is so crazy flavorful. You're gonna love them. Yum, yum, yum. My stomach is growling. Look at how yummy these guys look, and all those little bits of garlic running throughout, and that flavorful, rich broth that we've created. It's just so, so tasty. Look at those little pieces of garlic. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Oh, wow. Yep, they're as good as I remember. They always come through. They're just so, so delicious. That sauce is so crazy good. You're gonna love these. They're just so incredibly yummy, and they're gonna be so great with anything you prepare. And you know what? I went and grabbed a spoon because this sauce, this broth is just so flavorful that I don't want to leave that behind. I don't want to lose any on the way to my mouth because it's so, so tasty. I just absolutely love it. Wow, They are so good. You really have to try this recipe. You're not going to believe just how tasty it is. And it was so easy. We just put it all in a pot and cooked it in a minute and it was done. It's flavorful, yummy, delicious, and it's gonna go great with so many things. You're gonna serve these and they're gonna be gone in an instant. You might wanna make a bigger batch because these are going to fly. And if you're anything like me and you love mushrooms, you're really gonna enjoy preparing them this way. They're tasty and meaty and just super yummy.
So how crazy good do these guys look and smell? I wish I could let you smell them and taste them because they seem so simple, but they're so good. I could literally just sit there and eat them all myself. And you know what? They're mushrooms, so why not? Bring it on. It is perfect. It's delicious. It's yummy. It's savory, and it's just got all of those delicious Asian inspired flavors that it's just so tasty and so simple to make. You're gonna love it. You gotta trust me. Nah, better yet, don't trust me. You're gonna have to try to make this recipe yourself. And of course, as I always say, if you've enjoyed today's recipe, don't forget to like, comment, and share. I love when you like my videos, when you write a sweet comment, when you share them with your friends. So thank you so much. And of course, if you're not already subscribed to Sally That Girl in the Kitchen, don't forget to subscribe and to touch that little notification bell so that you get notified whenever I put up a delicious recipe like today's. It's super good, believe me. And of course, if you're not already following me on social media, you can follow Sally That Girl in the Kitchen on Facebook, Instagram, and on Pinterest. And you can find me as Sally That Girl FL on Twitter, Snapchat, and on TikTok. See you next time. Thank you so much for watching.
Sally That Girl in the Kitchen.